Go.
Hi everyone, happy Easter. Welcome to our house. Let me just show you what I made so far. First of all, I made a really nice Caesar salad for us. And I want to tell you how to make the dressing. Come this way, come into my kitchen. This Caesar salad dressing is really, really good. I've made it a number of times. I've tried different ones, but this one's great. You take a cup of mayonnaise, a half a cup of buttermilk, which is just add a tablespoon of vinegar to regular milk, a half a cup of sour cream, a quarter of a cup of grated Parmesan, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 2 anchovy fillets, 1 clove of garlic smashed, salt and pepper. And if you have a blender, you can put it in that and mix it, in the blender. I do mine in the food processor. And then I put it into the mason jar. That's all there is to it. And in the salad itself, it's just romaine. I made my own croutons and shaved Parmesan cheese. That's it. So now we're on to the lamb shepherd's pie, which is what we're going to have for dinner today. And I think I've got everything pretty much organized as far as that goes. The oven is preheated to 375. I'm going to turn on the front burner to get ready for the vegetables that are going to go in, and then we'll take it from there. But let me tell you what you need for ingredients while we're waiting for the pan to heat up. You need 3 cloves of garlic chopped, 1 bay leaf, 1 carrot finely chopped, 1 rib of celery finely chopped, 1 yellow onion finely diced, and then a pound of ground lamb, a tablespoon of dry mustard, kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 tablespoon of fennel seeds, half a cup of canned tomato puree, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh mint, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh sage, and 2 pounds or 2.5 cups of cooked mashed potatoes, and a half a cup of whole milk, and 3 tablespoons of salted butter. Okay, so like I said, you preheat your oven to 375. You combine the garlic, bay leaf, carrot, celery, onion, and oil in a medium skillet and cook covered over low heat. Okay? That's that. All of this is going to go in. You can see I got it all chopped up as fine as I possibly could. I've got 2 tablespoons of oil in here. Olive oil, I should have said. Trying to do this without getting anything spilled, because the pieces are all so fine. Okay. And this is the most, time-consuming part of it, is cutting up your vegetables. Once everything is cooked, it goes together very easy. Okay. So that's all in. Okay. Got the bay leaf in there. Let's see how hot my pan is. Not hot enough. I'm going to turn it up just a tad. I'll just keep an eye on it and make sure nothing's going to hurt it. So that's supposed to sit covered on the burner for about 10 minutes. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully it's going to be good. Okay, while that's happening, I think what I'm going to do, I've already cooked my potatoes. That's 2.5 cups. For me, that was 3 large potatoes. So while that's happening, I'm going to complete what I need to complete for the potatoes. You reserve 1 cup of the cooking water after you drain the potatoes, or before rather, and in the same pot you combine the milk, butter, half a cup of the cooking water, and stir together over high heat. Bring it to a boil, mash the potatoes with a masher, then slowly drizzle the hot liquid over the potatoes, stir until light and fluffy. Taste and season with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper to taste. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add in, let's see, I need my glasses again. Okay, combine the milk, butter, and half cup of the cooking water. Okay, so the amount of milk that needs to go in this is a 1/2 cup. So we're going to do that. Actually, I think I'll do the butter first, because we want that to melt a bit. Get some of this water out. There's a little bit too much in there. And I'm telling you, even if you don't think you like lamb, the seasonings and everything in this, fantastic. Okay, so next we're going to put in 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm so used to doing this that I don't really need to measure all of it, okay? So there you go. There's the butter. And then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of milk. All right. And we will add salt and pepper. This is not in any particular order, but it will work. Okay. And then they want us to put in a 1/2 cup of the starchy water from the potatoes. So that's about right. Mash that. And you can kind of taste it if you like and see if you think it needs more salt and pepper. You can do that. And the starchy water is what really gives the potatoes their fluffiness, so then you don't really have to whip them. And guess who I learned that from? A really smart girl named Valerie. One of my favorite names. Just kidding. Well, actually it is. My dad named me. I was the only one of his 9 children that he named, so I hold that claim to fame, and I'm very proud of it. But it was Valerie Bertinelli who did this on her show, and I was like, oh, wow, this is fantastic. I can tell by the smell I need more salt. So that's that. And you can see how creamy they are. Yay. Keeping an eye on my veggies. And then you add the rest of the starchy water. Who knew? Then you can just cream that together as so. Perfect. And those look great. Didn't even have to whip them. So that's done. So when our lamb and everything else is done, we're ready. It's only been 5 minutes. I'm going to give those a little stir because it did say stir occasionally. Needs to turn up a little bit. And it does, like I said, it does take a while to cut these as, you know, fine as they're supposed to be, but it really is worth it. So we'll give those a few more minutes, turned them up just a tad so that they'll cook a little faster. And oh, let me tell you about one of my favorite little things if you've never used this. You know how sometimes you might make a meatloaf or something and you just want to, you know, smear some tomato paste on top of it. My mom used to do that with a slice of bacon, and you know, you don't need even a whole one of those little cans of tomato paste. Tomato paste right here. And it's like $1, I think. And I have it in the house all the time because it comes in really handy if I'm a little short of paste or whatever. So that's one of my favorite things. And over here, this has nothing to do with anything today, by the way. This is the beginnings of Sophie's homemade dog biscuits I'm going to be working on later. And I'm soaking beans to bake this tomorrow because I haven't made them for so long and I want John to have them because he really likes them. So that's what's going on with that. Okay, now it's starting to do its thing. If I leave the cover on and be patient, should be done in about 5 minutes, I think. Whoa, that onion was hot. Did any of you go online and watch Mass or church service today? Because I was so excited. I got Life Point Church on my phone and started a watch party, and all kinds of friends from Maine came on. It was so exciting. I can't remember everybody, but I know Jane was on, and oh gosh, who else? Help me out here. I'm trying to remember. But anyway, it was really fun. It was nice that, you know, we got to go to church together. Stir. I can't believe how amazing those potatoes are. I mean, they are just so creamy, perfect. Okay, we've got about 2.5 minutes to go. And then we can get this bad boy put back together. Wipe off my counter first. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you guys, I was having such a hard time, you know, a lot of the recipes I make call for fresh herbs, and first I tried to grow them. I have no idea how many different pots of herbs I bought and that I killed, but there were at least nine different pots, okay? They all died. I either didn't water them enough, it's too hot here, you know, at the time, or I didn't know what I was doing. I brought them inside and I tried to do that. It didn't work. So I just started buying them in the little packets like this. Hi, Sophie. You know, I've got, you know, bunches of them, and I happen to think, I wonder how these would freeze. Well, that was my answer right there. I keep them in the freezer. I've got fresh thyme, rosemary, mint, cilantro, anything that I need. I do, you know, fresh parsley, whatever, and I just take it out and break off what I need for whatever recipe, and it works terrific. Who knew? Who knew? Sometimes it's just trial and error. Okay. These are sweating pretty good. So now we're going to move the veggies to the side a bit, because it's time for the lamb. Okay, I'll leave my glasses for a moment. So I'm going to put the lamb in. What's that? And this is also a thing that you could make ahead of time if you wanted to. Just put it in the fridge and warm it up. We're having it as soon as, you know, we're done here because I'm going to take dinner over to my neighbor, my friend, my client, Alice, who's, you know, got a few health issues and lives alone, and her son's a doctor here, and she hasn't been able to see her grandchildren. She has a new grandbaby. So I've been trying to look out for her. I'm going to be good with the social distancing part, though, and just leave it on her door. I'm sure she won't mind. Okay. There's the lamb. Brown it really good. I'm going to turn that up a little bit so we can speed it up a little bit. This is really, there's not too much to it after this. Let that brown really well. And I'll start, oops, sorry girl. I'll start getting my spices together. I have them all cut up, but let me see. So after, we'll go with the mustard, teaspoon of salt and pepper. Okay, how much mustard do we need? We need a tablespoon. Perfect. So a little bit more than I need. Okay. That. Throw in the kosher salt or sea salt, same thing. Next is going to be the pepper. This is very different from the way I make my regular shepherd's pie, which does not have carrots. I guess everybody makes shepherd's pie differently, but when I make it, I like to use obviously ground beef, but I also like to use French-style green beans and cream corn, and then the mashed potatoes on the top. That's my favorite way to have it. This has a totally different flavor. Well, because of the lamb, the carrots, the celery, onions. Oh, I do put sauteed onions in my other shepherd's pie too. But since the first time I had this lamb shepherd's pie, which was at an Irish restaurant in Portland in the old part, I haven't made that other one because we really like this a lot. And if you watched my video yesterday, you know that I have my dessert already, cake. So makes it a lot easier when you can do dessert ahead a little bit, and then just worry about, getting your meal together. Did my salad before I started this and all that, and I always have homemade dressing in the house. Some of our favorites are the Caesar ranch. I also do a really good honey mustard one. I've made blue cheese before, and my coleslaw dressing, which my friend Jerry, who works at the Early Bird in Oakland, Maine, she's asked me for my coleslaw recipe, so that's on the agenda this week. We're getting there, guys. Okay. Turning it up just a little bit. Okay, so next we have okay, where am I? Okay, so we're at the place where we need to add the tomato paste, the fennel seeds, and the puree. Fennel seeds, again, are 1 tablespoon. This fennel seeds give such a great flavor to things, I'm telling you. Fennel anything. I make this lobster pot pie. Let me tell you a story. I was going to make it when I was still living in Maine. Couldn't find fennel anywhere. So I went into the Green Spot on KMD, which is outrageously priced, I have to say. And I asked if they had any, and one of the owners said, no, we don't, but I can get it for you tomorrow. I said, okay, great. So get this. I go in and she said she had it for me, and I thanked her, and she rung it up. $9. $9 for one fennel bulb. Here at Whole Foods, which is, you know, fairly expensive, it's good quality, and you know, you get what you pay for sometimes, and they charge $2.99. You can get it all the time. And it is an essential ingredient. I'm going to take that bay leaf out right now while I see it. It is an essential ingredient for the lobster pot pie, and I'm going to make that sometime because it's so delicious. It's not that hard, and although I can't get fresh Maine lobster, I can get frozen Maine lobster here. And I made it, I bought it with the claws and knuckles, and it was fabulous. It was very, very good. So, we're getting there, guys. We're just about there. Okay. So now, we're going to add in the tomato paste, this neat little tube I have. See how easy this is. And just to make sure, 3 tablespoons. Put this on my grocery list because I think this might just finish out the tube. Yeah, definitely will. I just have to eyeball it and get her out of there. There we go. Okay. You guys are so patient to hang in there with me while I do this. But I suppose you're trying to find things to do like I am. This morning I thought it would be a good idea to make sure my lipstick matched my shirt. So I took my lip stain and rubbed it on my thumb. Not the smartest move. Now I have lipstick on my thumb. I'm telling you, you can't make these things up. But I do love that lip stain, and I still get it from my girl in Maine, Miriam. She sells Unique, and I love that lip stain. It stays on all day long. And now it'll stay on my thumb all day long. Oh well. Okay, so now to that, we're going to add the tomato puree. I couldn't find this in a small container, so now I have a half a quart of puree in the refrigerator. I'm going to have to find something to do with because it only calls for a cup. I think a cup, maybe. Let me check that to make sure. Half a cup. Sorry about that, guys. Half a cup. Okay, so we have got the salt, pepper, tomato paste, fennel seeds, tomato puree, took out the bay leaf. Guess what? We're done. I'm going to mix all this together. I don't know if any of you have seen, like, probably have the line of the Pioneer Woman's merchandise. Sells it at Walmart. I love her recipes. I've used every one that I've ever done. Comes out perfectly. My daughter Christy is the one that turned me on to her. She has one of her cookbooks. Christy's made some of her things too that are excellent. Never made one thing of hers that I did not like. Not one. Always comes out perfect every time. And if you have a hard time making pie crust, which I always did, it was either too tough, too dry, too everything. Her pie crust recipe is flawless. I make it all the time. I usually make enough for 2 double top pies, and I freeze at least one. It comes out perfect every time, and it's delicious. You can use it for, you know, fruit pies, any kind of pie you make, meat pies, everything. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Smells amazing. Okay, so that's that. And actually, no, that isn't that, because I forgot my herbs. Not a good thing. This is the mint. Okay, 2 tablespoons of mint and 2 tablespoons of sage chopped. Good thing I didn't forget that. That makes the flavor just amazing. Fresh herbs smell so good too. Oh my God. What a difference than using dry, you know? It really is. So you just want to mix those in. Let them kind of get to know each other for a couple minutes. Just a little. Because they're going to continue to cook in the oven, again, on 375. That takes it right over the top there. Okay, so I have a buttered casserole dish here. And here's what you're going to do. This is how it's all going to play out. Going to put, let me go this way, all of this right into the bottom. I hope you all come on Facebook and tell me about your day and what you did, how you spent it, what you had good for food. Okay. So that's that. Oh, that smells so good, I need to tell you. So next we're going to put on the beautiful, creamy, and I do mean creamy, potatoes. Spread them around. What I like to do is kind of, after I get them all on here, smooth and everything, I like to kind of take a knife, or if you have an offset spatula, and just make some peaks in there, because once these potatoes are browned, it only takes 30 minutes, generally, depending on, you know, how hot your oven gets, but if you make some peaks on there, they get brown first, so you can kind of tell a little easier if they're how close they are to being done. And that's what I like to do. But those potatoes, I'm telling you, this is the first time I've made the potatoes this way. Thank you, Valerie Bertinelli. Okay. So just take your knife. Kind of do that. You get some swirls in it, you know, almost the same way you would if you were frosting a cake. Okay. Now, not in the recipe, but what I like to do, I get this from my mother. She always did this. Paprika on everything. Just kind of gives us some color. Whoa, we don't need that much color. Yeah, that's pretty good. See those little swirls in there? Kind of make those peaks. That's it. Okay. Here it is. Time to go in. light on, which I always do to keep an eye on things. Set my timer at 30 minutes. And that's it. I hope you all are having a fantastic Easter day, and I'm really encouraged by the news. I think things are going to start to really get better as far as the COVID-19. The pandemic has been really scary, but the best thing is I think it's really pulled a lot of us together in ways that, you know, we probably wouldn't be if, you know, we weren't forced to be. And it gives us opportunities to help each other, our neighbors, our friends, support each other online, cook, you know, whatever. So thanks for checking in with me. Have a great rest of your day. Happy Easter again. And I will be back soon. Take care, guys. Bye.
Keeps going for some reason.